Last year, a North American wood frog froze here. This year, it is about to revive in the same spot. It has been waiting for at least half a year. The wood frog's eyes were not only frozen, its heart had also stopped beating long ago. All the blood in its body had frozen solid, and of course, it was no longer breathing. From a clinical perspective, it had completely lost all signs of life. But just a bit of warmth, and the wood frog can rise from the dead. Soon, the heart that had been inactive for so long starts beating again. Melted blood is immediately pumped into the tissues of the body. The thawed respiratory system also takes in the first breath of spring air. Frozen for half a year, but within just a few hours, it can regain its freedom. The first thing it does upon waking is not to search for food. Because at this moment, their blood sugar level is 450 times that of humans. This provides enough energy for their subsequent activities. Reproduction is always the top priority in the animal kingdom. In just 4 short days, these frog eggs can hatch by themselves. Shortly after a month, they start growing limbs. Their parents are the first amphibians to wake up in North America. These tadpoles also have the advantage, being the first to complete their land transition. Areas near the Arctic Circle usually enter winter in October. Unlike other frog species, North American wood frogs hibernate on the ground surface. As the temperature drops, its heartbeat slows down, and eventually stops completely. At this moment, it is entering a state of suspended animation. When the body freezes, sharp ice crystals pierce through body cells, causing death to the organism. But the frog's liver had secreted a large amount of glucose in advance. This glucose combines with urea in the blood, forming a natural antifreeze that quickly enters the cells. Even though the wood frog was frozen solid, its cells remained undamaged. However, the frog's antifreeze mechanism is entirely unusable for humans, because at this moment, its blood sugar level is 160 times higher than the human danger threshold. In the Arctic region, even a caterpillar has to learn to hibernate. Being the longest living caterpillar species in the world, their secret to longevity is entirely thanks to their environment. Food in the Arctic is already scarce, but they are also picky eaters. Arctic willow leaves in early spring are their favorite food. But this only lasts for just over a month. Arctic willow leaves start secreting large amounts of phenol and tannin, not only reducing their nutritional value, but also making them harder to eat. The short feeding season ends quickly, and the Arctic enters its long winter. These caterpillars have not yet had time to pupate into butterflies. To avoid being blown away by storms, they choose to hide under rocks. They can withstand temperatures as low as -70 degrees Celsius. The cells in their bodies are always protected by antifreeze made of glycerol and betaine. Their body development is also temporarily put on hold. Winter passes, and in the blink of an eye, spring arrives. Time is precious. As soon as they wake up, they immediately look for food. After all, in an entire year, they only have just over a month to develop their bodies. Very quickly, winter returns to the Arctic. Throughout the continuous freezing and thawing process, they have lived through 7 springs. This will be their final year of life. They will use the energy accumulated over many years to create delicate silver threads. Creating their own cocoon is the ultimate fate of every caterpillar. But only through this can they become butterflies and fly into the sky. At this time, the sun in the Arctic never sets for 24 hours. This helps them develop without suffering from the cold. As soon as they emerge from the cocoon, this male Arctic moth uses its antennae to sense the pheromones released by the female. After that, it will follow the pheromones, flying kilometers, to meet the female. Years of enduring wind and snow, just to wait for this moment, this intimate meeting. After mating and laying eggs, their life comes to an end. Under the permafrost of the Arctic, a ground squirrel is quietly hibernating. The scene looks warm and comfortable, but in reality, every passing moment, it is enduring torment. Because hibernation is not real sleep. If we observe through a thermal camera, we will see its local temperature even drop to -3 degrees. To prevent its body from freezing, the ground squirrel had removed the ice nuclei from its body before hibernation. When water has no ice nuclei, it doesn't freeze easily even below 0 degrees. But such cold body temperatures cause its brain to almost lose all functions, including its sleep function. So throughout the 8 months of hibernation, it is mostly in a paralyzed state, unable to sleep. But the ground squirrel has its own secret weapon to keep it alive. Right on its shoulder, there is a normal temperature zone. Its role is like a spark of fire. Every 2 or 3 weeks, the ground squirrel will wake itself up once. Then it begins to shiver its body vigorously. This warm-up exercise lasts for hours. The heat from its shoulder area gradually spreads throughout its body. Once it has accumulated enough heat, the ground squirrel goes back into hibernation. Its body temperature gradually approaches 0 again, until the next cycle wakes it up once more. This cycle repeats until the 8 months of hibernation are complete. Hibernation does not mean fear or avoidance. It is a strategy to retreat in order to advance. When animals face adversity, only by knowing when to advance and when to retreat, can they take control of their survival, and ultimately achieve survival. In the period of quiet accumulation, they gradually build up energy, and then their time will come, when spring in full bloom returns. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to follow useful information. Thank you for watching.